Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to look at fractions, decimals, and percents and converting them from one to another. If you've seen the previous grade 8 fraction videos, then today's lesson will be a lot easier on you. So we have fractions, percents, and decimals. And what we're going to see today is if you have decimals, convert to fractions and percents. If you are given a percent, how do you convert that to decimal and fractions? And if you're given fractions, how do you convert that to decimals and percents? Okay, so let's jump right to it. First is percent to fractions. So write each percent as a fraction, simplify when possible. 4% means 4 over 100. We have 4 in common, and so what's left is 1 over 25. And that's it, it's that simple. B, 32%, 32 over 100. Simplifies to 8 over 25, and so 8 over 25 is our fraction of 32%. 140%. 140 over 100 reduces to 14 over 10, reduces to 7 over 5, so 7 over 5 is our fraction. D, 2/5%, so this is 2 over 5 over 100, so 2 over 5 times the reciprocal, 1 over 100. This reduces to 1 over 5 times 50, which is 1 over 250. So practice number 1. Write each percent as a fraction and simplify. So go ahead and pause the video and answer that. Okay, we're back. 7%, 7 over 100, can't be reduced anymore. 18%, 18 over 100, reduces to 9 over 50. 51%, 51 over 100. 94%, 94 over 100, reduces to 47 over 50. 156%, 156 over 100, reduces to 39 over 25, so that is our fraction. 3/4%, 3/4 divided by 100 over 1, 3/4 times reciprocal, 1 over 100, and so that reduces to 3 over 400. 7 1/3, this is 21 plus 1, 22 over 3, divided by 100, times the reciprocal, so 22 over 3 times 1 over 100, cancels out like that, so we have 11 over 3 times 50, so 11 over 150 is our fraction. 81 1/2, right, 2 times 81 plus 1, so 163 over 2, divided by 100, so 163 divided by 2 times 1 over 100, like that. So 163 over 200 is our fraction. Okay, let's go from percent to decimal. Write each percent as a decimal. So here we have 5%, 5 over 100. When we divide by 100, the comma goes to the left by 2. And so 0.05 is our decimal. 32%. 32 over 100, period after the 2 goes to the left by 2, 1, 2, so 0.32, so 0.32 is our decimal. C, 45%, 45 over 100, bang bang like this, 0.45. 67.3%, 67.3 over 100, period to the left by 2, 1, 2, so 0.673. 81.7, 81.7 over 100, period to the left by 2, 1, 2, 0.817. F, 131%, 131 over 100, period goes to the left by 2, 1, 2, so 1.31. 456%, 456 over 100, period goes to the left by 2, 1, 2, 4.56. So practice number 2, go ahead and write each percent as a decimal. Go ahead, pause the video and do that. Okay, we're back. 8%, 8 over 100, 0.08. 12%, 12 over 100, 0.12. 54%, 54 over 100, 0.54. D, 66.3%, 63.3 over 100, period to the left by 2, 12.663. 57.41%, 57.41 over 100, period to the left by 2, 41, sorry. F, 142%, 142 over 100, period to the left by 2, 1.42. 263.2%, 2.632. 0.5%, 0.5 over 100, 12.005, like that. 0.02%, 0.02 over 100, period goes to the left by 2, 12, so 0.00002, like that. Okay, decimals to percents. Write each decimal as a percent. Okay, so we have 0.36. This is the same as going times 100 over 100, right? Times 1, didn't change anything. So we multiply the top, 0.36 times 100. The period goes to the right by 2, 2. So it gives 36 over 100, and this is 36%, like that. So let's do another one. 0.48. 0.48 times 100 over 100, right? That's the same thing as times 1, didn't change anything. We multiply the top, period goes to the right by 2, 2, 48 over 100, and that means 48%. 0.572, same as times 100 over 100, multiply the top, 2, 57.2 over 100, and that is 57.2%. 1.23 times 100 top and bottom, multiply the top, 2, so 123 over 100, so 123%, like that. Okay, practice number 3. Oop. There you go. Write each decimal as a percent. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. Okay, we're back. 0.41, 0.41 times 100 over 100, 41 over 100, 41%. 0.72 times 100 over 100, so that's 72 over 100, which gives 72%. 0.03, 0.03 times 100 is 3, so 3 over 100 is 3%. 1.25, 1.25 times 100, 125 over 100, which is 125%. 2.31 times 100 top and bottom, 231 over 100 is 231%. F, 0.005, so we have 0.005 times 100, so 2, so we have 0.5 over 100, which is 0.5%. 0.36, 0.36 times 100 top and bottom, top gives 36 over 100, which is 36%. 0.6, 0.6 times 100 top and bottom, 0.6 times 100 is 60, 60 over 100 is 60%. 0.125, so 0.125 100 top and bottom, multiply a top, so goes to the right by 2, 2, 12.5 over 100, which is 12.5%. Okay, fractions to percents. Write each fraction as a percent to 2 decimal places. So here we have 3 over 5 times 100 top and bottom. The divided by 100 is the same as percent. So the top 100 stays, but the bottom 100 gets converted to percent. So we have 100 times 3 divided by 5, and this reduces to 3 times 20, which gives 60. So 3 over 5 is the same as 60%. So B, 1 over 4 is the same as times 1, which is 100%. And so we're going to have 100 divided by 4, which is 25. So 25% is our answer. So we're going to keep going further, but we're going to use a calculator. So I showed you what it's like if we don't have a calculator, but if you do, this is how we do it. You most likely will have a calculator for these kinds of questions, but ask your teacher just to make sure. So 2 over 3. 2 over 3 times 100. Punch that in our calculator. 2 times 100 divided by 3 gives 66.66%, like that. D, 3 over 7. So we go 3 times 100 divided by 7 gives 42.86%. E, 51. 51 times 100 gives 5,100%. F, 36 over 50. So 36 times 100 over 50, it gives 72%, like that. 3 and 4/5. This is the same as 19 over 5. So 19 divided by 5 times 100 gives 380, like that. So 380% is our answer. Okay, practice number 4. Write each fraction as a percent to 2 decimal places using a calculator. So go ahead and pause the video and do that. Okay, we're back. So 4 over 5 times 100, 80%. 5 over 7 times 100, 71.43. 1 over 9 times 100, 11.11. 8 over 5 times 100, 160. 49 times 100, 4,900. 6 and 3/7 is 45 over 7. So 45 over 7 times 100, 642%, like that. 41 over 52 times 100, 78.85. 5 over 150 times 100 is 3.3%, like that. Okay, so what have we covered? We've covered fractions to percents back and forth, and decimals to percents back and forth, but we haven't done fractions to decimals. Now, I'm calling it a bonus because I've seen some grade 8 workbooks that don't have this written down as how to do it. So I want you to ask your teacher, do I need to know decimal to fractions? If you do, go ahead and keep watching this video. If you don't need it, you can just turn it off and, best of luck to you. So the first thing we're going to do, bonus, is fraction to decimals. So it's very easy. All you got to do is perform long division. So let's say we have 5 over 6. So you're going to go 5 divided by 6, which is 0. So 0 point something, add a 0. How many times does 6 go into 50? 8 times, 48. 50 minus 48, 2. Bring down into 0. How many times does 6 go into 20? 3, 18. What's left is 2. Bring down another 0. So what goes into 20? 3, 18. So what's left is 2, etc., etc. So this goes on forever. So 5 over 6 is the same as 0.83 bar. And the bar is only on top of the 3. And that means the 3 is continuing forever, like that. B, 2 over 5. So we go 2 divided by 5. And so we can't. So 0 point, add a 0. How many 5s goes into 20? 4. Put 4 into that. 20 minus 20 is 0. So there you go. 2 over 5 is the same as 0.4. So if you're going from fraction to decimal, you just perform long division. Now we're going to go from decimal to fractions. Now there's 2 things we need to pay attention to. The first one is if it's a terminating decimal, this is how we do it. So 0.46, right? It's terminating decimal, as in the decimal doesn't keep going. It just stops at a certain point. So 0.46 is the same as 46 over 100, right? You notice this, 1, 2, like that, 46 over 100, which reduces to 23 over 50. So the decimal as a fraction. 0.25, so 1, 2, so 25 over 100, reduces to a quarter. 0.66, 1, 2, so 66 over 100, reduces to 33 over 50. 0.125, so 1, 2, 3, so that's 125 divided by 1,000. That reduces to 1 over 8. 0.131326. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's this number divided by a million, like that. And this reduces to this number as the fraction for this decimal. So if it's terminating, this is how you do it. Let's say it's non-terminating, however, it's repeating. If it's a repeating decimal, so let's look at an example. 0.5 repeating, so that's 0.5555, etc. So let's call 0.5 x. So what we're going to do is 10x gives 5.55, right? Move the period to the right by 1. And now we're going to get rid of this non-terminating ending here. What we're going to do is 10x minus x. So this gives 5.55, etc., minus 0.555, etc., which gives 5 as what's left. So 10x minus 1x equals 9x. So 9x equals 5. Divide by 9 on both sides. X equals 5 over 9. So 0.555 is 5 over 9. Okay, let's do a couple more examples. B, 0.3 repeating. So let x be 0.3 repeating. So 10x is 3.33, etc. So now we're going to look at 10x minus x to get rid of the non-terminating section of our decimal. So 3.33, etc. minus 0.33, etc. is 3. So here we have 9x equals 3. Divide by 9 on both sides, and so we have x equals 1/3 as our answer. And last example, C. 0.63 repeating, so 0.63, 63, 63, etc. Let x be that number. And now we're going to go times 100 because we want to get 6.3. We don't want 6.3. We want the entire 6.3 there, like that. So we have 100x minus x, like that. So 99x equals 63. Divide by 99 on both sides, so 63 over 99. Reduces to 21 over 33. Reduces to 7 over 11. So 0.63 repeating is 7 over 11, like that. And so if it's non-terminating, keeps on going, but non-repeating, this is called an irrational number. It cannot be written down as a fraction. And that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.